Hey everybody, it's Kevin Hoagland, and I want to welcome you back to On the Gold. And this is a new feature. It's called the Claimcast. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about everything GPA claims, whether it be the GPA claims guide, the online mining guide, particular claims, and so on like that. I'm still joined with my co-host, guest host. What do you want to be, Kev? As a state director for the state of California, you are heavily involved with helping us find new properties, looking at the properties that we've got, and then also making sure that we have updates on the online mining guide. But today let's focus on the actual printed mining guide. Take this thing and let's dissect it, and let's talk about some of the things and some of the features. And earlier today, I'm going to share this. Earlier today, Kevin and I were just having a conversation, catching up about some things, and we were talking about the mining guide. And Kevin was telling me that for all the technology that he drives and everything else that he's been around, one of the things that Kevin loves to do is still have that pick and shovel where he can tear out the pages or cut out the pages and slip them into his mining guide. After we had that conversation, I got a call from a gentleman in California, and he got into the conversation about going back in and cutting up the pick and shovel, but he hadn't been able to find some of the newer things. And I asked him, I said, why don't you just go to the online mining guide, print what you need, and just put those into your mining guide? He was like, wow, I didn't know that I could download those pages. And, not to get that far into it, because we are going to talk about the print one. But if you're looking at the online mining guide, you need to look at all the functionality.
You can actually tune how you want to mine to what's in the mining guide and to what features are there in the guide. That is probably, in my opinion, the best part of the online mining guide. And of course, the other thing, it's peer-to-peer. It's miners talking to miners.
When we start looking at things like that and we really start drilling down on that, the idea of the peer-to-peer is not a matter of giving an X marks a spot.
Right.
It's helping people become better prospectors. All right. We have gotten so far away from the mining guide print version that, nothing else now but the mining guide. I'm starting the timer. We have 10 minutes to talk about the print mining guide. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions right off the bat.
Sure.
Okay, 9:59, here we go. Let's see if we can actually do this. We're going to run over. I'm very passionate about this mining guide because there is so much information that we've put in there. And there's also some things that are just completely misunderstood. And I'm going to get to a question to you in just a moment. But one of the things that's completely misunderstood is that when they land on a page and they see a gold pan, and a lot of people believe that that's the only thing that you can use there. And just so our members understand is that when you see like a gold pan or a high banker and that's all you see, it's not because that's the only thing you're allowed to use. It's what is in the member reports. So my question to you is, what to you are the features that you use the most that you believe are the most helpful for the members?
Well, I've got to tell you, the first thing for me is that the mining guide is set up first by state and then by county.
Right.
And then of course all the claims are in after the county. So the nice thing about that is if you're looking to be in a certain area, like you want to try being up in Shasta County, so you can actually see as you're going through those county maps, those claims are set up to be somewhat sequential within that area.
Yeah, very, very true.
That's where the paper mining guide is so effective. That's one of the best ways I use it.
Okay. What's your second,
Well, and the other thing, the interesting thing about the paper guide is when you're looking at claims together, like you may find, two claims that are almost side by side. And the nice thing is if you're looking at the pages side by side and you're looking at the maps, you can actually see things, how they lay together.
Right.
And even look, as you turn pages, where you can actually start seeing how these things lay out on a map. And of course they're topographic, so you can actually see where you're seeing hills or valleys or things like that, things that are more difficult to possibly work, a different part of that claim that's difficult to work, but you may be able to come in from the claim next to it and come in that way and then go from 2 to 1 versus trying to stay on 1 and then maybe traversing over the other way. So it allows you to be able to find the best access to work that whole area.
Right.
Because it's topographic.
Right. And you said something right there. And this is, and yes, we are talking about the printed mining guide, but this is also where we can kick back over to the online mining guide to where they work hand in hand. When I look at the map on the mining guide, and I kind of want to get a better idea of the entire area, I'll go to that same claim on the online mining guide, click on the ingress point or the center of claim, either one, doesn't really matter, and that Google Map pops up. Now, from that Google Map, down in the lower left-hand corner, I've got the option of looking at it from a satellite view. I'll click on the satellite view and expand that map and just make that map bigger. So now I have a really good picture of the entire area. So, that is one of those things where I can look at a map in the print mining guide, take it over to the online mining guide, and then kind of build out where I want to. The online mining guide, of course, is only going to have your ingress and your center of claim points, whereas the print mining guide has all corners. And just to make a clarification for people that don't know this, we always start at the northwest corner. So point number 1, if you look at some of the claims, they've got a couple of the claims one of them has 23 different points, 23 different location points. And those are listed on the print mining guide. Well, that starts in what is considered the northwest corner, finds its way over to the northeast corner, to the southeast corner, to the the southwest corner, back up to the northwest. Just thought I'd throw that one in just to kind of give that comparison and understanding. We're done.
Ooh, $5.
We're out of time. We're running over. I knew that was going to happen. So that's I will always carry the print mining guide with me. It is still, as far as I'm concerned, as far as a membership tool, it's the most powerful membership tool that there is. The regulations pages, we talk about what's going on in all of the different states, the regulations. Again, hand in hand, regulations get updated. So those you'll be able to see on the online mining guide on the regulations tab. So the print mining guide, as the basis of what we are and what we've done for all these years, so many people are just using that simply for everything. And they're out there, they're using it, they're happy, they're just as happy as they could be. And you know what, maybe someday they'll go to the online mining guide, maybe someday they won't, but they have what they consider their best GPAA benefit, which is that access to the GPAA claims. And they've got that guide. They carry that guide with them everywhere that they go. Sure.
And the interesting thing about that, as you realize that part of that is historic, that they've been GPAA members for 30 years, and that was the tool, and so they're comfortable with using that tool, and it provides them all the information, again, like I say, categorically, which helps. And I think as the mining, as we start to use the online mining guide, hopefully, you'll get some feedback, or the GPAA will get feedback in how to make the online mining guide even more powerful. So, it's really still in its infancy. That's the big thing, where the paper guide is quite mature. I mean, it's, people are used to looking in it. They know what to look for, where to look for it. It's just that great old pair of slippers. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking over in my bookshelf right now, and I've got mining guides going back for a very, very, very long time.
Sure.
But between the printed mining guide, the pick and shovel, the online mining guide, and all of the GPA social media sites, there is no reason in the world why anybody cannot grab one and find their way all the way out and onto the gold somewhere out there.
Right. Absolutely. And like I said, I use them both.
Yeah.
The online mining guide is great for the on the spot. Hey, I'm going to that claim today. What can I find out?
Right.
Because I've gone in there and you can see that last week somebody went there and said, hey, you might want to wait a while. The water's way too high here.
I'm going to take that a step further.
Right.
When I go on the online mining guide and I'm planning my trip, I live in Oklahoma, I'm planning my trip to Arizona, and I'm thinking about coming out in February. So now I go on the online mining guide and I'm looking at the online mining guide and I'm seeing what the weather is by what people have put in, what
Yep.
the members are talking about. But also, if I look at the print mining guide, on the print mining guide, one of the things that we put in there was the weather feature. So the weather feature for every claim. People think, okay, it's the middle of the desert, it's February, it's a great month to be in Arizona. If I'm not mistaken, February is actually one of the wettest months of the year, forgetting about the summer monsoon seasons. So if you see those and you see John's posting on the online mining guide, his review of showed up in the Arizona desert 1st of February with a dry washer. Gee, I wish I brought a dredge.
Right.
And so on like that. So those are things that allow you to plan a trip, plan that journey, plan that destination, and what you need to bring with you. So
if you'd like to watch the entire conversation with the 2Kevins, follow the link below. There's a lot more information to be shared. Also, if you're a GPAA member, I want to hear about your favorite claim. Send me an email and let's have you on Claimcast.